Andy, any expectation that Hill or Williams could play?
We're just going to see how they do out here. I mean, I'm not going to say anything on that.
Andy, I don't know if you mentioned this after Sunday's game, but what's the injury that O'Daniel has at the moment?
Hamstring. Yeah.
Andy, I think you appreciated Pringle's catch in the moment on Sunday, but looking back at it, I mean, if you go to a couple shots, I mean, what's it take to make that play, especially not a guy who's had a lot of targets?
Yeah, I was impressed that he hung on to the football. Sometimes when you get spun around like that, the ball comes out. And he was able to hang on to it. I thought it was a great catch in traffic. You know, so he did a nice job with that.
Is that a pretty good example of a guy seizing the moment with the opportunity that's there?
Yeah, no, he did a nice job. He's a good football player, so he did a nice job with it. And you know, he's a young guy that's getting an opportunity to play a little bit, and he, like you said, he took advantage of that.
Will we see Mo Claiborne this Sunday?
I don't know. We'll see how he does too out here. We'll get him back in and see how it rolls with him. But you know,
when you pop on that tape of the Colts, what are you seeing out of Justin Houston?
He's playing good football. You know, fast, strong. They've got a good rotation. He's got his hand down the ground now, and you know, he can rush the passer. He can play the run. A big, strong kid. You know, he's a good football player. A lot of experience.
Andy, based on what we saw Sunday pregame, we saw Tyreek do some routes with his teammates, catch the ball a little bit. Is it more just an issue of just contact right now with him, sort of seeing how he goes through this week of practice?
Yeah, we'll just see how he does out here. I mean, he's getting kind of back in the end, done anything. So we'll just see how he does out here.
It was obviously a big curveball when Andrew decided to retire right before the season. How have they handled it as a franchise? You're looking from afar at what they've kind of been able to make out of this with that having right before the season.
Yeah, well, they've got good leadership in the front office with Chris, and then obviously their head coach, and so they're playing good football. So you got a quarterback that's got over 100 quarterback rating. I mean, that's you know, he's doing a heck of a job. So, and you know, we liked him coming out, good football player, and did well with New England, doing well here. So. Yeah.
Did you sense Frank pressing and all, Frank Clark pressing and all the trying make something?
No, I think what he's doing, he's playing both the run and the pass and doing it accurately. I think he's doing a good job with everything. And he's been getting doubled quite a little bit. I think you know that. So, but he brings it every snap now, 100 miles an hour.
Coach, you guys 4 games, 3 on the road. Just how nice is it knowing you got 2 games back to back here at home?
Yeah, so I haven't got to the second one. The first one, we're focused in on this. And we know there's a good team coming in here. It's great to be home. We feel like we have the best fans in the National Football League, so it's great to be back home. But at the same time, you want to stay focused and make sure you go through the process here, getting ready to play this team.
And I know much of the first quarter is about trying to see what the opponent is doing on their side of the field. But on offense, is there anything you've noticed over the past 3 games that have sort of giving you an idea of why you guys have gotten off to maybe slower starts than you would expect?
Yeah, so we don't really care what we see. I mean, we don't wait around. We're trying to score every time we have the ball. So there's not a lot of waiting around. And you know, we've had, you know, the other team's done a good job. So, but you can get rid of the waiting around thing. That's not how we roll.
Yeah, I guess a better way of asking that, Andy, is there something that you're seeing from your guys on a consistent level in the first quarter that sort of lends itself to not getting the ball down the field the way you want it?
No. I mean, we've got to do a better job all the way around. I've got to give them better plays. So, you know.
Any of the consistency of Travis over all this period of time, I guess, when you watch the film, what sticks out to you most about how he gets open and why it happens consistently, even though everybody knows it?
Well, he's got good feel, and he and the quarterback have trust in each other. So, and the quarterback knows he'll continue to work for him. So, and yeah, he was doubled quite a little bit the other day, and he just keeps working, finds a way. Quarterback moves, was able to utilize him. And then when he's not double, he runs good routes. He's a tough one-on-one match. He runs, he's a good route runner.
Is there any place you wouldn't line him up at when you're on?
No, he was at about every position the other day. So we had him flexed out, outside receiver, inside, you know, outside another receiver. So he wasn't just solo over there. So he's done it all.
Couple more guys.
Earlier this year, you said you talk to Chris Ballard all the time. Just what makes him a special football mind?
Well, Chris was here, right? So, and he's got a real good feel for the game. He knows personnel. He played at Wisconsin at a high level, and he knows what he wants. And so he's done a heck of a job of getting that program where they want to be as a playoff football team.
Coach, obviously, the point of emphasis on offensive holding coming into this year, there's a rise in it through week 3. I believe there were 228 around the league. As a former offensive line coach, what are you telling your offensive players, offensive linemen, to be aware of, and what are some of the challenges with these rules now?
Yeah, so the officials gave everybody a heads up that they were going to be strong in that area and be keeping a close eye on it. I think this past week it let up a little bit, so I think everybody's kind of getting a feel on it, and I'm saying league-wide. So, but they're trying to get the point across that you got to keep your hands in tight and not grab. And that's all the way around. That's not just offensive line. I mean, it's all the positions, offensively and defensively. So.
Last two will go Nate, then Saran.
Andy, but McCole Hartman has played maybe more snaps than maybe you guys have anticipated early on, but he's done well with the deep ball, he's done well with the short passes. It still seems like he and Pat are sort of figuring out their timing on intermediate passes. Just what have you seen the last couple of weeks when they do run those routes, maybe 15 to 30 yards out?
Yeah, so it's just that. I mean, those aren't the highest percentage throws, but they're working together and they spend extra time. And he's a young guy. For him to even play at the level he's playing right now is a pretty amazing deal. So, and he'll keep coming. He's a smart kid and he works hard. So, and those things, once they keep doing them, it all works out.
Right. I guess with pass arms, is that like sort of the last step in terms of a connection? You have the speed and the arm talent to get it downfield, but it's sort of that time and that chemistry, is that what's needed most in those sort of intermediate throws?
I don't know. I don't know which ones you're picking on there, but it's they've had some pretty good connections. So I think we're saying two things, but they'll keep working and keep going with it and get better with time.
Last one, Saran.
Coach, I know the game's gotten more and more offensive. Stats, the numbers, the yards, the points keep going up and up. You had a comment, I forget if it was after the game or Monday, about how at the end of the half you weren't just trying to get points, but you're also trying to make sure there was no clot there. When you got started in the game and maybe the rules were more liberal for defensive teams and maybe it was harder to score, was that as much of a factor? I mean, has that become more the dream? And I know you always want to have the perfect scenario, but is it
so one of your primary things is score points right at the end of the half, and then not give the ball back. And then we were in a situation where we were going to get the ball, right? So that's kind of the big picture. Now you can micromanage that. I also mentioned that the last couple of weeks we've been right in that gray area where you could do a couple different things. So, but I chose to go with the points, and we were able to finish not giving them the ball back. So that's a big part of it.
Is that more? Are you more able to do that now than say year one when you got into the league and it was maybe more of a defensive league?
I'd have to go back. You've probably already done your homework, but I'd have to go back. Some of you guys have been doing your homework, I can tell. So I'd have to go back and look at that. I know. Listen, answering putting these two questions. Every time as an offensive coach, you have the ball, you want to score, and then there are points as in a 2-minute area where you can get caught up in being a little too greedy, then you don't come out with anything. So you've got to manage that and make sure that you get done what you need to get done there with points.